Hello and welcome back to a brand new Play 2 Plays. My name is Paul James and today we're playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I'm only a few hours into the game. The game came out yesterday as of when I'm recording this, and I've been thoroughly enjoying all my time so far. But as I said, I'm only a few hours in. We've just kind of finished the first planet here, and we're about to kind of make a move from it. So let's get into it. So we've got the hollow table here, which allows me to select the planets that I can choose from.
Let's take a look at...
So I've just been at Bogano, or Bogano, which I'm totally going to just call Bogano. But we've got... And you can see that I've only explored 62% of that. I haven't completed... Well, I've only completed a quarter of the chests and only a third of the various secrets that are scattered around the planet as well. What Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order does is really... harness a lot of the Metroidvania sort of aspects of games in that Metroidvania genre, I suppose, and kind of wrap it up in this Uncharted coat with this Star Wars setting, this God of War sort of combat in some ways. Like it's really a mishmash of a whole lot of really popular games and game genres, and in my experiences so far, it's coming up really well. Now, we had a couple of choices. We could go to, we've obviously just been at Bogano. We could go to Dathomir, which, I mean, if you know your Star Wars lore, there's a fair bit to that. But it does seem like my next destination is supposed to be planet Zeffo. So, let's head there.
You remember me. I came to Bogano looking for my former master, Eno Cordova. Hi to you too. You two must have spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, C and BD1, the droid. Where is BD1?
Do you remember the last thing Cordova said to you?
Good luck, Jedi. May the Force be with you.
I don't know where BD1 is, but
nothing else.
BD1 is a fantastic little droid, and I'm stoked for Respawn that they basically got to create their own. We've seen so many iconic droids in the Star Wars franchise over the journey, from obviously R2 and BB-8. Oh, there he is there. To characters and droids that have been introduced through Clone Wars or Rebels or even
Kid, it's time to land.
Rogue One, for example. They've got such a rich history, and even what we're seeing in The Mandalorian at the moment, they've got such a rich history of these fantastic droids that they've introduced, and BD1 seems to be another one of those.
Think of a storm brewing.
Now, obviously,
down
there's
there.
going to be some spoilers in this, so
might
just be
not be the
conscious
best
of
time
that
to
while we
land.
play.
Something strange. Those winds are interfering with our comms.
Hey, Cordova mentioned something about peace in the eye of the storm. Well, I can just make out a settlement in the middle of it.
Then we have to get there.
Copy that. Couple bumps ain't gonna kill you, kid. Unless the wind picks up. Can you tell that bucket of balls to keep his opinion to himself?
I'm sure everything's under control.
The writing has been
It's
good,
under
the
control,
wise
it's
talking has
just
been
a little
great.
tricky.
It's been very, very Star Wars. It feels very genuine.
Okay, hold on.
Stuck the landing.
Perfect landing. Easy money, baby.
But I'm still getting a lot of interference on the comms. It's gonna take me a minute to get them back up.
We are
I'll
playing
search
the
for
game on a
signs of Cordova in the
PS4
meantime.
Pro today, so excuse
Good.
the jet engine
I'll be in
sounds
touch
as the game
once
starts
I
to warm up and
practice.
the PS4 starts to warm up a bit. You might get a little bit of that in the background.
Cal, over here. You did good
Sure.
work on Bogano. The more information we gather on Cordova and the Zeffo, the closer we'll get to stopping the Empire.
I've heard of ancient cultures, but don't know much about them.
I only knew that Cordova was obsessed with the Zeffo, believing their teachings to be important. I too was intrigued by the mysteries of our galaxy. You better get moving. There's a lot to learn here. Good luck.
Thank you. Now, one of the important things before we start to dive into the combat, for anyone who's not been following the game all that closely, but is a Star Wars fan and is planning on getting in on the game, one thing you need to keep in mind is that this game is very much a Souls game in a lot of respects. Now I'm going to make a couple little tweaks to my lightsaber here. The premium content orange that came from the deluxe edition that I ordered. But there's a whole bunch of other bits and pieces that you can get as well. So those two being premium ones for the DLC. That's actually quite cool. I like that. I basically between sessions downloaded all the DLC that I. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go the full. Yeah. There's my lightsaber. Looks gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. Right. Yeah, I redeemed it between sessions, so there's my orange. Looks fantastic. I'm pretty sure I just stuck a lightsaber through a light there and it didn't respond. So while we're here, meditation. One of the key things, so these spots are your save spots, but they're also an opportunity to spend skill points if you've got them. I don't have any at the moment. You can see that down the bottom of the screen there. If you can rest, so restore your health, but what it also does, as it says, is respawn any and all enemies that might have been taken out. And then you can obviously leave. It's your save point. You don't have to rest, so you don't have to respawn enemies, but you can still save at the same time. And what it creates is that kind of Bloodborne style, Soul style kind of the weight to your decisions. Like, do I or don't I? When it comes to resting there, do I take that added risk, potentially lose everything? Because if you die, you lose your XP, and you have to get back to that point and reclaim it. And so you're constantly making these, weighing up these decisions as you play.
Something we can use?
Oh, BD1 skin. Cool. I just want to leave him... I kind of want to leave him original. For a character, like an actual droid character introducing, I don't really want to mess with him, so I'm just going to leave him in his original. I look at Cal and I look at BD1 as Star Wars, like, you know, and I suppose they are canon characters, but I don't really want to toy with them much. The lightsaber I can deal with. Oh, that was really bad. What do we got going here?
Watch out, BD. They don't look friendly.
Oh, no, can't dodge that. So when they flash red, you can't dodge. Now we've obviously got stormtroopers on the planet somewhere. That's why this one is... left on the ground.
Cal, can you hear me?
The Empire. They found Zeffo.
If they were following the Mantis, we would have been swarmed already.
Could they be looking for the tombs?
Let's hope not. Just got our comms working. I'll try the same workaround to crack into theirs.
Oh. So it's important to block and parry and strafe. Got my timing perfect there and was able to counter. Sliced it in half. Waiting for another one to pop up, but maybe that's it. Good. Oh, and one of our new abilities, a wall run. So Cal is a Jedi, but he's kind of repressed a lot of his powers because of the fact that he was one of the very few survivors of Order 66, and as such, he doesn't want to be found by the Empire because he knows, or at least he knew, that he was kind of powerless to be able to stop them from killing him. Oh, here we go.
I got it.
Oh.
Hit him again.
Oh. You're not,
Come here,
and for a lot of
B1.
people who will come into this game and are familiar with Star Wars video games probably think of games like Star Wars The Force Unleashed, for example, which you can kind of just flail your sword fairly recklessly, your lightsaber fairly recklessly, and very little consequence if you stuff it up, unless you're playing on the highest difficulty levels. In the case of Jedi Fallen Order, this, like I said, I made that Souls reference before. It plays like a Souls game, like it is brutal. Definitely not supposed to be doing that. It can kick your ass from time to time. And so it's not all about just running in and swinging your lightsaber. It's about taking your time and being measured and considerate and smart in your movement. Don't rush them. Good shortcut. Like even then, I took a few too many hits as far as I'm concerned. Now you can see in the bottom left corner, I've got my health bar there. I've also got that little 2 that's meant to represent some little stim packs that I've got, so I can recharge myself health wise if I want, or I can go and meditate. But again, by meditating, that respawns everyone.
You see something? We got this.
May as well sneak up on them. Oh shit. Whilst he snuck up on me.
Buster, no!
I didn't realise there was a third one.
We shouldn't even be out here. Don't let up. Watch out, or you'll be next.
So I'm really digging the game so far. There's some little polish issues,
Got eyes on him.
which is a shame. It smacks of a game that would have benefited from maybe another month to just clean up the little bugs and weird little inconsistencies in terms of collision and hitboxes and all that sort of stuff. I lost him behind my own head then. Come on, shoot your shot.
Got an intruder. I've got a shot.
Good. Now when it comes to those just holding block, you're not going to deflect it back at them. If you can time it right, like a parry, you reflect that bullet straight back to where it came from. Just looking around to see if there's anything to do. I missed a chest there. We'll go back and get that.
Hey now.
Got a couple of stormtroopers up here as well. I might quickly dash over and take them out. One less thing to have to contend with.
Confirm movement. Heads up. We'll be right behind you.
So you can see the guy on the left actually has like a stamina, or so I actually have to kind of break that. It's kind of like an energy bar of sorts, and I need to kind of bash that down in order to then strike.
Where are you taking us?
The Empire's forced the villagers from their homes. Frightened refugees, shipped off to work camps. Or worse. It's all lies. The Empire just wanted this land.
Now I'm assuming I don't have the ability to do that yet. So at the moment, the only force powers that I've got at this early stage in the game, and I stress, it is a very early stage of the game, I can wall run, which was something I acquired a little while ago. I've kind of got like a force slow motion thing. Just by tapping the R1 button there, I can kind of use this force slow-mo on enemies and, well, oh, damn it, and slow them down. But beyond that, I don't have much to work with at this early stage. Everything else is kind of lightsaber-based combat, block, parry, etc., etc. All the stuff that you've seen me do so far, or at least attempt to do so far. Wait, was that a door that opened? Oh, what do we got down here? Okay, a spot that I can meditate. I'll do that. I know it's going to respawn everyone, but who cares? It's XP. There we go, another shortcut. Alright, they haven't spotted me yet, but they're about to.
Got an intruder here. Can't take the pressure. Save the blaster bolt. Come on, let's get it.
Oh, alright.
Converge on the target. Don't let up. Help me get through. You've got an opening. On it.
Now, as much as I can break their sort of shield, I also have a shield that can be kind of broken down as well, so I do need to be careful. That was especially reckless, that encounter there. And it didn't come back to bite me, but it could very well have.
I'm sure we'll beat you. He's hit!
Nice. Alright, that's everyone taken out again. But I got one more stim pack than I did before, and I bagged all that XP. Feels like a win. So we've got Metroidvania, we've got Souls, we've got, you know, plenty of, you know, cinematic Uncharted and God of War, all sort of moments. It's in many ways, it's a very derivative game, but in my experiences up to this point, it's pulling on all the right threads in the right ways, and it's delivering an excellent playing experience so far. I'm not a Souls guy, but this is accessible. I'm only playing on normal. There is hard and essentially ridiculous. So this is Jedi Knight, there's Jedi Master, and then there's Grand Jedi. How do I get up there? I feel like I definitely should be heading up there. Nothing in here. We seem to have established that I can't do anything with that yet. That is totally a force push, which is just something I don't have at the moment. No, I keep going that way. Do Do I see anything over there to do? No. One thing that I've found that the game hasn't done very well so far is signpost things that you can kind of jump onto. And I mean, in this case, it appears very obvious. Oh, I don't know why I didn't grab it before.
You, identify yourself. Eyes over there.
There we go. Right. Not going to make too much of a fuss. No need to get in, hand-to-hand combat when I can just deflect their blaster shots back at them.
Something we can use?
Now, a lot of people have been talking about it. On the first planet there is this ridiculous toad.
Enemy!
It hates me. I hate it. There we go. Timed that parry perfectly, and as such, he went down like a sack of shit. Oh, another meditation spot. Because we've got a nasty looking cave here. Let's go and explore elsewhere first. And I'm not going to meditate there, because I don't want to have to contend with all these goons just yet. But so I don't have force push or pull or anything like that yet. I may actually have to venture into the cave. Yep, right, let's go for it. May as well meditate then, because I mean every enemy's still in front of us anyway. Oh, and we've got enough to pop into the skill tree, so let's dive into that a little bit. At this early stage, I don't have that much to work with, but we've got our force branch, survival branch, another branch that's obscured by the Player 2 Plays logo. And so you can see I've put a few skill points in so far, 4 to be exact. And at this point, so more are going to clearly unlock later as I get more powers. At the moment, my limited skill set means that I've got limited skills that I can actually unlock, but that will inevitably change. Empowered slow versus a dash strike. Let's go with empowered slow for now, because the hand-to-hand's fine. You're right. And we're about to cash in on something else anyway. Like, we're about to get enough XP for another skill point as is. So one of the things you can do, of course, because you can respawn these enemies and you get XP from them every single time, is you can farm it if you wish. And I'm sure there's probably going to be some spots that can be exploited fairly easily. Actually, like, I'm sure if I turned around right now that I think about it, with all the stormtroopers here, this would be a great spot to farm.
Jedi, engage with caution. Got it. Okay, Jedi.
Because then I can just duck back and except I can't get up there. I guess it could be farmed better later, because I'll have that, whatever that power is, force push or force pull, that will allow me to, bring down that what's ultimately going to become a bridge. Right now, I can't take full advantage, but I presume I can later. So it is dark when you but it's a very deliberate thing. It's something they actually instruct you to do, is use the, like, hold L1, raise your lightsaber. It'll help with your vision. Chest over there.
Hey now. Did you find something, BD1?
BD casts a little bit of light, but not a huge amount. Oh, nearly butchered that badly. Ah, can light this joint up a bit as we leave it. Oh, that's life. It'll be better when we inevitably have to return. Again, this is a Metroidvania. We're going to be retracing our steps. Oh, jeez, I didn't even see that. There we go. There's our next skill point. Oh, another one. I've got to look for these holes in the ground. Because there's the hole. Like, it's not subtle. It's there. But I'm too busy looking further down. Oh no, I expected that to have rotated a bit faster. Alright, what's this critter?
That looks like a problem.
Ooh. Ooh. And look at that, I survived with it. Only a skerrick of my health left. So if I were to die, I then have to get back to that guy, take it out, and I'll get my XP back. Now it's not like a Souls where if you die earlier than that, then that XP disappears. I can still reclaim it from that guy that I've killed, I believe, from what I've seen so far.
I'm hungry. It's reducing the quality of my posture and aim. Got a hostile! You say so.
That's how we take him out.
That couldn't have been any worse timing if... So, now I'm going to have to reclaim all this XP. We'll go on our little revenge mission and then we'll wrap things up from there. Another complaint, the load times are long. Oh yeah, I've got to pass through here again. Oh, but the lights are on. So presumably I'm going to get a better, like a vertical wall climb soon. Which would be fantastic. It's that giant stag looking thing that caused me all the headaches before.
Someone over there? You're mine, Jedi.
There we go. Ready for these pricks this time. No. I butchered all that. I'll just let that rotate, get my... No. Oh. Alright. Here's our big stag friend. Ah, didn't get the timing right. There we go. Dealt with that far better. And like a lot of the Souls games, it's important to learn the cues of the enemies. Let's go straight up.
We can catch him still. Let's take him out. Alright, let's end it.
There we go. Much, much better. There's some expert platforming. If I do say so myself. Ooh. What am I going for? Oh, there. Right. Cool. Ah.
Whoa. That's gotta be one of the Zeffo. Guess we're on the right track, huh, BD?
Alright.
You saw that too, right? He's there, right there. I can't get him. I'm the only one to fight. Hit him! I'll see what I can do.
There we go. Minimal fuss. Take them all out. Is this a shortcut? Where does it meet up? So it's the other side of that very high wall from
In the
before.
rotation since I left Bogano, I've uncovered more about the Zeffo than I once believed possible.
Ah. So I come into the cave and hang a right. Fantastic. That is a handy shortcut, that one. And it's important because when you get to the end of the level and you've maybe beaten a boss, if there's a boss at the end of that level, I don't know, again, not far enough through what's going to happen in this particular level's case, but it's not simply, oh, great, the ship comes to get you and you take off. You actually need to... Got him. You actually need to then run the whole way back. So if you've got these shortcuts, it's going to be, it's, you know, a great advantage, not to mention on subsequent visits.
Stay back, just stay back.
Whoa. I wasn't expecting such a harsh turn. Jeez, I love the deflections. It's such a satisfying feeling. Alright, what do we got up here? There's got to be something to collect or something to do, something to break.
How'd you get down there?
Oh, shit.
Got this. Maybe?
No, I'm not sticking around to take him on. Oh, when he's got a rocket launcher and I can't... What can I do? Oh. That was hard in mouth platforming there. Oh. Gotcha. We'll just keep going until we get to the next meditation point. Hopefully, touch wood, we get to the next meditation spot.
Stim, BD1.
There's the Jedi. The solid blow. Assail the intruder. We'll win easy. Got a hit on
Oh,
the target.
jeez.
Help! BD1!
Can't lose, can we? Bullseye!
That was not good for my health. Okay, so that's breakable, clearly. I just don't have the means to do that yet. BD's here to show me something.
I can't push it. Seer, there's a transport ship leaving the Empire's base.
I heard. They plan to bring Zeffo
Okay.
artifacts to Coruscant.
That surprised me.
Does that mean?
That the Emperor is interested in Zeffo? Maybe.
I thought, and it gave me the look and feel that that was going to be like a side path, and that this was going to be the critical path, but not to be. Again, some of the signposting is not always fantastic, but this is our meditation spot, so this is where we're going to wrap things up. So, as we spend our point in the skill tree, so we can kind of lunge from the looks of it. As we spend that point, that is where we're going to wrap things up. We'll rest, and we'll finish things there. So, that has been Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Again, that colon's important because I'm really hopeful that we're going to get more games. So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Hopefully it means we get more from Respawn because this is fantastic. But if you've enjoyed this episode, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. All the buttons are down below. And hit that notification bell, that way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patched, The Insider, more Player 2 plays, late game review, gamer school, and a whole bunch more. There's some great stuff there, so please be sure to go and check it out. Visit the website, player2.net.au, where you'll find reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to our podcast series Patched, which is also in audio form, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and my little baby dev diary. I talk to developers from all around the industry there. They share their stories. We've had some really big guests. We've got some really big guests to come. So please be sure to go and subscribe to that one and go and check it out. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au. Consider kicking a few bucks. At the lower tiers, you'll get early access to episodes, whilst at the higher tiers, you'll get monthly episode exclusives. Finally, there's Twitter. You can find me at Paul James Games, the website you'll find at player2au. And until next time, that has been Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I've been really enjoying it. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. Thanks a lot for watching. Cheers.